All right. Good Friday morning, everyone. How's our Prime Associates doing today? There we go. There we go. I know we don't quite have a full house like we usually do, but good to see you all. Today is Friday, September 9th, 2022, and this is your Friday morning meeting. We've had quite a week this week so far, and coming off a holiday, and I think that's why, Steve, we got a little less people here this morning. But
probably so, Dave.
That's okay. That's okay. We're still going to have a good meeting. We got a full list of information and speakers to go through, and I can't wait to get to those. But first, before we get rolling, we need to go out and visit our terminals. So let's go out. Let's start out east this morning. Let's start with old Rick out there. You with us, Rick?
Good morning. Hey, I see we got some royalty down there today. Our safety director there, Steve, is back. Nice to see you, sir.
Good morning, Rick.
How's it going out there, Ricky?
Hey, a great week this week. Light class, but great students, and they just want to be here. They're down the pad working the pre-trips, working on getting their CDL licenses. It's been a really, really good week.
Well, good deal. How's the weather holding out there? You go heading towards fall a little bit?
It's still a little warm out here. We're looking at 80 degrees today. Last 4 or 5 days we got like 5-6 inches of rain. So yeah, we're almost flooding here.
Well, hopefully the rain will hold off for a little while and dries out. So hey, if you got anything you need to talk about, any questions, make sure you let us know. We'll get you on the mic.
Thank you. We appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Appreciate you too. Let's go out west, Salt Lake City. We got old Troy out there.
Good morning.
Good morning, Troy. How you doing?
We are fantastic in Salt Lake City. How are you guys?
We are great, man. Nice, cool, crisp morning here. How about out there?
Yeah, today is the first day that it's going to be under 100 for last 10 days. So it's going to get down to 90 today. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be great.
Well, good deal. Is that a Chief shirt you're wearing there? Did you change alliances on us?
This is University of Utah. Thank you very much. We were top 6, but now we're 19th. But that's good.
Hey, it was a good football game to watch. I did watch that one. So yeah, good one. So
yeah, it was good. Good thing. And I've got the red Remember Everyone Deployed shirt on too. So that's a double duty.
There you go. Good job. So what's going on out there in Salt Lake? How's your class this week?
We had a smaller class this week, but next week we're getting ramping back up to normal. We've got 3 people tested for their CDLs today. 3 people going to trifecta today. So we're excited about that.
That's good to hear, man. If you have anything you need, let us know. We'll love to get you on the mic. Stay cool out there, man.
You. I hope so. Right. Thank you very much.
All right, back here in Springfield, how's everybody doing again? All right, welcome. I'd like to take this opportunity for all the new folks in orientation, new associates. If you're a rehire, if you're a PSD, if you're an experienced driver, you're coming into our system, into the Prime family. If you could stand and be recognized, we'd love to recognize you at this time. All 3 terminals, Salt Lake, Pittston, and Springfield. Stand on up. They must all be at the other terminals, like Steve said, no doubt. So that's good. Good to have everybody here, though. This morning, back by popular demand, we got Mr. Steve Field, our safety director.
Hi, Dave.
Hello, Steve. We're real glad to have you back.
Thank you, Dave.
All right, good deal. So anyway, just want to say hello and thank you for all of our Prime associates out there that are out there hauling freight, going down the road. Those of you that are paying our paychecks right now. Hopefully you're not watching this going down the road. We want you parked, of course. But if you're listening to it, we thank you very much for what you do. You guys are the ones that carry us and carry this company, no doubt. And we need them operating safely and delivering that freight and satisfying our customers out there. So,
that is kind of neat that we can send the meeting to Pittston, Salt Lake. We put it out there on the social media highway kind of thing, Dave, and that's pretty neat.
We do. Remember years ago when you and I first started in this Friday morning business, cassette tapes.
Cassettes.
Cassette tapes. Probably some people don't even know what cassette tapes are out here that drive for us. But yeah, then we went to CDs, burning them on CDs. We'd have a rule set up here, this big board recording this.
We've come a long way, haven't we?
We have, no doubt. So, but yeah, it's great. It's great. We're able to do this live, put it out on YouTube and Facebook so everybody can see it. So let's look at some of our safety numbers
safety.
past week. Our total inspections, we had 150, 105 of those were clean. So 70% clean rate. So yeah, put your hands together. That's great numbers.
You know, that really is a fantastic number when you think about it, Dave. And I know we get inspected a lot out there, and there's reasons. It doesn't really matter to us. We're proud to have you inspected. Just ask that you be ready, that your truck looks good, you look good, you've got all your credentials, your license, your permit book, you know how your e-logs work. And we'll talk about those a little bit today. But don't be afraid of inspections. Get out there and then get the bonus. We love paying out that $100 to lease operators and $25 to company drivers and co-drivers. That 70% is something to really be proud of.
No doubt. And, you know, besides that, how do you get paid on them? You got to turn those inspections into us. If you don't turn them in and you have a clean inspection, we're not paying you anything. We need to see that inspection. Make sure it's clean. We'll pay you $100, $25, like Steve said, to company drivers. But also the inspections, if they do have violations, you have to turn those in. States, we have to sign off on them in safety. States require us to send them back to them. If you don't turn them in, then we have to follow up with you, or we have to order one and get one back from the state. And it doesn't make us look good at all. So make sure you turn in those inspections, all of them. You get a violation for an unsafe driving. Maybe you rolled through a stop sign, or an officer seen you change lanes, you didn't use your turn signal, something like that. Yeah, you're going to get written up for a violation. Hopefully it's not a ticket, but you still got to get that in. Chances are we'll probably bring you in. We'll see the last time you had PSC class, may bring you in, may talk to you about it too as well, because all those affect our safety record. We take every one of those very seriously. So make sure you turn those in. Anything with maintenance, make sure it's always fixed. If you have a burnout light, get that light fixed immediately after that inspection. Don't want you going down the road with a light burned out or a clearance light out, because the next scale you come to, they're going to write you up for the same thing again. It's just going to be the same deal. Only this time it's going to be one on one inspection, one on another, a double whammy for the same violation. So don't want those. Get those fixed immediately. But yeah, all those inspections are important for our safety record.
You know, maybe I'll tell them a little secret. You may say, well, if I had a bad inspection, I won't send it in because Prime won't know. But that's not the way the system works. And, we're very transparent. I'll tell you exactly how it works. That state, when they do the inspection, they notify the FMCSA, and the system works very quickly, and it does actually work. And then all that data comes to us. And Dave is the one that goes through that every day, looking at every inspection that comes in with violations, making sure that we have a copy of that inspection, and if not, letting the driver know. And that also is how the accidents get into us too. You've reported the accident, and then it comes to us and affects our crash basic and our safety scores out there. So as Dave said, let me just repeat that. Please send those inspections in. It's so easy on the app. Send them in to us, and we'll deal with whatever the issues are. And hopefully there are none, and we'll just pay you some cash for it.
Makes it easy right there, no doubt about it. So we've been on a pretty good roll this last couple months on accident numbers. I know you got some good information to share. Obviously, the weather's helping us, no doubt about it. But go ahead. What do you got for some numbers for us?
Really, this is our best time of year, and I think you know that. Usually the conditions are pretty good out there, certainly much better than wintertime or sometimes fall and spring. The days are a little bit longer. Yeah, you do deal with more four-wheelers in the summertime, but I was kind of looking at our accident numbers, and I reported this in our weekly management meeting yesterday, just how well you have done this last summer. It's been really good. So what I did, I compared it to the previous year. So just looking at the last 13 weeks this year versus last year, first thing I looked at was how many DOT recordable accidents have we been involved in? And that means an accident where a vehicle was towed or somebody was hurt. That's the true definition of an accident in the eyes of the FMCSA. And last year during this period, we were involved in 107. And that doesn't take into account preventability. That's just we were a party to that accident. Someone was towed, or unfortunately, maybe somebody was hurt. So 107 last year. This year, just 86. So a nice improvement there. But again, remembering a lot of those accidents, in fact, the majority of those accidents are not your fault. They are non-preventable. So what then I looked at those accidents that are our fault. We call those DOT recordable preventable accidents. That means that we're responsible for what happened out there. Last year during this period, 39 of those in a 13-week period, 39. This year, same 13-week period, down to 24, which was a 38% improvement. And that's really huge because when we talk about an accident, there's a lot of costs involved with an accident. There's a cost to you as an independent contractor. Maybe the deductible comes into play. There's a cost for downtime, even if it's just a day waiting to be towed, waiting for a repair made on your truck. But the most important cost of all, barring any others, is if somebody is hurt, whether that's you or another party on the road. It's so important that we always drive as professionally, as safely as we can, because we never want to hurt someone. They're just like us. There's someone's family out there. They're trying to get home. They're trying to get to work. And it's why we're always in safety, harping, what can we do to be safe? So I just wanted to congratulate you all and those that are listening, those in Pittston and Salt Lake City, over the last 13-week period to see a 38% improvement, a 38% improvement in those accidents that we're responsible for that are serious accidents. So I thank you for that. In fact, our entire company thanks you for that because it is important. It's important. It's how we get these facilities. It's how we have the picnic. It's how we sponsor the National Truck Driving Championship for our operators to go there. It takes money to do all that. And accidents take away from that pot of money. So probably enough from me on that. I just want to thank you again, and let's continue this positive trend in accidents. Thank you.
No doubt. Great job, everybody. And the big shout out to all of our operators out there operating safely. That's what it's about right there. Next, I'm going to bring up a little video here. Richard, could you play this video? We had an accident occur earlier this week. It was on a 285 in Atlanta, and we all know about Atlanta traffic. It is pretty nuts, especially on 285. So go ahead and play that, Richard. Now, I just want to see what everybody thinks in here, what they think about this. There we go. Well, maybe. That's okay. We'll see. You and I, Steve, we could have an accident right here.
While that's coming up, while Richard's pulling that up, we do have the benefit, armchair quarterbacking, Dave and I and Dennis and John and Bill, we've looked at this probably 30 times and our goal is not to be critical of anyone. Our goal is just it is what it is. And hopefully if we're able to play this, you'll see, an accident that did occur and you'll kind of get our opinion on it. We'll ask for your opinion. It looks like it may be stuck. We may circle back to that if we have to, Dave.
Yeah, we can. Well, basically what happened, you can see that white truck there, and we're going down the middle lane of the interstate there, and the white truck ends up coming over into our truck, ends up making contact. The driver of the white truck was cited, was given a ticket for unsafe lane change. And, we're able to recoup, the operator will be able to get us truck fixed, but there's more to it than that if you think about that. And if you could stay away from any type of accidents, you see somebody start moving over, if you can do that, that's, that helps you out a lot better. Not only that, in today's world, the last thing you really want to be involved in is an accident if you can prevent it at all costs. So I don't know if we're going to get this working or not, but
I think our point, thanks, Dave. I think our point on that is even though our driver didn't do anything wrong, there's always another way to look at something. And sometimes you just got to say, yeah, this guy didn't plan. He doesn't even have his turn signal on. He's cutting in front of me, but I'm just going to let him go.
Well, we'll see if we can circle back later on.
Sure.
But
Sure.
What else we got here, Steve-O? We got, log department?
Logs, yeah.
Logs, ever popular logs, yeah.
Yeah, we asked one of our log advisors to come over today. Logs are a challenge. Everyone in this room knows that. They were a challenge when they're paper. They're challenged when they're electronic. Because what we're really left with is one set of rules for every driver out there, regardless of what your sleep habits are, regardless of how your body reacts out there. We're all left with the same set of rules. And, for the most part, you do a fantastic job out there. I can remember the days of paper logs, and maybe there was a little bit more flexibility there with paper logs, if you kind of know what I mean on that. But on electronic logs, they're pretty precise. So I asked Donna to come over. Donna's one of our log advisors down in the log department. They're located in the Plaza building here. And I was just going to talk to Donna a couple of minutes, and maybe we can throw out some tips or something, maybe just a couple of things that will, if we prevent one violation, it was a success, and it was worth Donna walking all the way over here. Hi, Donna.
Morning, everybody.
How are
Hey,
you?
Steve.
All right. So you're from Sopranos. You're from New York, right?
That's right.
But we're glad you're out here with us.
Yes.
It seems like you and your family are acclimating to Missouri, kind of a little bit
Yes.
slower pace of life.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Okay,
Things
good
a little
deal.
slower.
Good deal. Okay, let me ask you a couple questions.
All right.
Suppose a brand new driver or an experienced driver, they're using electronic logs, they're a little bit nervous. What are, let's just say, 3 things that you notice routinely that we get written up for violations that maybe you can help people to prevent from getting those violations?
I would say probably one of the most biggest things is probably just different aspects of your logging. So if you don't really know how to use the Qualcomm that well or know where things are located in the Qualcomm, that's going to really what's going to come into cause of you getting a violation. So one of the biggest things we see is not certifying logs. By going to, you don't know where to go in the Qualcomm. It's under the hours of service. There are several different tabs at the top. It would be under the certified page. And you can actually get ticketed for each and every day that you don't certify your logs.
Now, you guys have a Qualcomm, or I guess
Yes.
OmniTrax. You have
Yeah.
one down in the log department. So
Mhm.
someone says, I'm just not getting this. Can you sit with them or help them where these tabs are?
Oh, definitely. I actually just had a driver who contacted me over the phone. He was going over a few things. He was coming in for the log class, and after class, he came over and we did a walkthrough of the Qualcomm unit. And you can also, we have our comprehensive logs classes every day. You can come and sit on them. We go through different aspects of the Qualcomm as well.
One thing I'll say about that too, it's not uncommon to have an inspection written up where the officer says driver was unable to pull up his logs or pull up what really is called the handbook or the guide that's in there somewhere.
Yeah, the instruction sheet.
Instruction sheet. And it will say officer then puts a comment, show driver how to do it. And, I'm glad he did, but really, if the officer's out there able to do it, we should be able to. That is a responsibility that we know how that OmniTrax operates. So take advantage of what the log department has to offer there. Okay, so that's number 1.
I would say number 2 is knowing about the paper logbook. This is another one where we get cited for heavily, and this can be worth up to 4 citations just not by having this book on hand. This book is actually your backup plan if your Qualcomm goes out. So instead of having the computer, we go a little old school, break out the paper and the pen. So this book is actually going to contain graphs inside that you will now record all of your data. A lot of times we find that if a Qualcomm goes out, we're not keeping track. And then you have no representation of what you've been logging prior. And that could put you at a liability for getting citations.
So if the Qualcomm goes down, that doesn't give us a free pass.
Yeah, it's not a free pass. So the first thing you have to do first and foremost is to contact your log advisor, okay? That is your very first phone call. We will guide you along, see if maybe we can actually get the Qualcomm up and working. If not, though, we will set you up on paper logs. We know a lot of you have not done paper logs before, so it can become a little bit, you can get a little nervous about it, but there is an example in the very back of your paper logbook. It shows what it looks like to do the graph. It shows where to write everything down, and we'll do a walkthrough with you. And there's commentary at the bottom, okay? Some instructions for it as well. But these are important. This is what you're going to use in place of the Qualcomm unit. Once you record, you get in the shop, and that's within 8 days. That's it. You get in the shop, you scan them in through the app, HR paper logs. We get them, and then we have to enter all the data into your e-logs.
So what I took from that was if your Qualcomm goes down, please let your log advisor know, your road assist advisor, so we can get you routed to get that fixed. But 8 days is the limit with the DOT on how long they'll allow you to run on paper logs out there. So we've got to hustle on that. So if it goes down, just don't look away. Get with your log advisor so we can help you with it. As Donna said, in a lot of cases, we can talk you through rebooting it, bringing it back to life for you.
And there's many times, probably 50% or so more of the times we get that thing up and working, and you don't even have to go on a paper log.
Okay, number 3.
All right, number 3 is, well, it's going to be kind of part of number 2, but the instruction sheet for those DOT inspections, it is not a memorization game. You need to have the instruction sheet out, if I can get to that. Okay, the instruction sheet is located in the very back of your paper logbook. Okay. All you need to do is open up the book, get to this page, and follow along at the bottom with the instructions. It will tell you how to pull up your logs for the log review. It will then tell you how to transmit or send the logs to the officer, as well as provide him with some extra vehicle information. But as long as you have this book out, just follow along, okay? And you'll provide the officer with all the information that he's requesting from you.
You know, it's so important that you have that spare logbook with you because it's a requirement to have it. The instructions sheet is in there, which is a requirement. And if your Qualcomm goes down, you've got your logbook to fill it out. Please make sure you've got that logbook. They're down in the plaza. We've got them in Salt Lake City, in Pittston. I think we've sent them to some of the tanker terminals
Yeah.
as well. So we try to make it as easy as possible. If all that fails, you could literally go into any truck stop and just grab a J.J. Keller one, just any generic logbook, just so you have it. That's low-hanging fruit for an officer out there. It really hurts to be written up for that violation, not having a paper logbook. Okay.
This is your holy grail. Think of it that way.
It is. All right, we went through those. Let's
All right.
go ahead, Donna.
Sorry. I think the next thing is going to be taking the log class. That is one of the most important things you could do. We go over and cover everything extensively. We talk about aspects of the Qualcomm, how to log into your Qualcomm, which is always one of our biggest phone calls. We'll explain how the clocks work, your duty statuses. We go through duty inspections, those split breaks. But everything about the hours of service will be covered and reviewed, and you will have material. We give you a paper logbook. We give you the PowerPoint packet that we follow along for class, a split break guide. And those are all materials that you should keep with you on the vehicle, so that way you have something secondary to pertain to. And then, of course, knowing whom your log advisor is. So in the Prime, on the Prime app, if you go to contacts, you have your fleet manager, you have your log advisor, you have your road assist, your pay clerk. That's your team, okay? And for anything that you need, you should be contacting us, okay? Because that's what we're here for, is to help, guide, and assist you.
Perfect. Before I let Donna go, we got one more thing we're going to do with Donna, but are there any questions on logs before we let her go? But Donna will hang around. We've also got Brooke over here from the log department. She was too shy to come up. And I think you're adding another associate. We've been one short in the log
Actually,
department.
we are.
Come on up, Jeff. Jeff thought I wasn't going to call him up. A lot of you are going to know Jeff. Donna kind of wanted to go through his history a little bit. So go ahead, Donna.
Jeff is actually a former officer, okay? He also comes from the citation department, so he is pretty well versed on regulatory compliancy. But Jeff Wood is going to be joining us now as another log advisor. So it's great to have him on the team. We are a small group of 7. Now we're going to be 8. So we're definitely excited.
It's going to be 7 women and 1 guy. So good luck, Jeff.
Pray from.
I think a lot of you. I think a lot of you do know Jeff from the citations department. He's been a big part of our organization up there, working with Sarah, working through the inspections, giving you those follow-up Qualcomm messages to remind you if something is coming due. Also working through tickets with you, providing guidance on those. So we are excited to have you in the log department, Jeff. Anything you want to say?
I do want to say that I do work with some wonderful women. I listen to them since I've been over there, and I'm hoping at some point I will be at their level.
You can tell Jeff's been married for a long time. He's got this figured out. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Donna.
Thank you, Jeff.
Appreciate you guys
Thank you,
both.
Steve. Have a good
Okay,
day,
good
guys.
deal.
Good info, Steve-O.
It is.
Awesome, man.
It is. let's switch gears a little bit. I'm going to ask Jim Wilkins to come up. Jim's our director of our flatbed and reefer operations division. And, these are always tough to talk about, but this needs to be talked about. So I'm not going to say anything else, and I'm just going to turn it over to Jim. Go ahead, Jim.
Good morning.
Here, take mine, just in case.
Good morning, everyone. We appreciate you being here. What I'm going to talk about this morning is we had a long-term associate that passed away recently. His name is Donald Goitz. Many of you probably don't know him because he didn't get to the terminal very often. He worked in our Texas regional operation. I looked at his movement. He hadn't been to the terminal in over 3.5 years. Don unfortunately passed away. We don't have the coroner's report yet, but we believe it was a heart attack. He passed away in his home. He'll be very much missed. Those people that worked with him, they had nothing but good things to say about him. He was always upbeat, positive, a hard worker. His fleet manager, Donnie Walsher, who was his fleet manager for 23 out of the 26 years that he worked here, said you could set your clock by him. That's how good he was as far as service goes. I called a couple drivers that worked with him down there. I met Donald. I went to a couple lease payout dinners with him. There's a few things I remember, but I called a couple drivers down there just to make sure I was on track. Prior to being a truck driver, he was a college professor. He taught school at a college. He was very well educated, very interesting guy, very articulate. He also had his pilot's license. He flew a plane. They said that was his real passion. And I just thought it was worth mentioning that he passed away this past week. When we think about, I've been here for 34 years. And as I reflect on, the role that people play here at Prime, particularly drivers, this is someone that did his job every day. We got a lot of people like that. That's what makes Prime great. People like this make Prime great. And I just thought that, it was worth mentioning, and we'll miss him. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jim. My name is Dennis Davis, and I work in the safety department. And just to kind of, talk a little bit more about, what Jim talked about. It's always hard to lose an associate, especially, maybe one that left us a little too soon. It's always important that, death is something that's tough to talk about. So thank you, Jim, but it's a necessary conversation that all of us need to have. Go ahead, Jim.
One more thing. He was over 3 million miler safe driver, and certainly that's worth mentioning. So
absolutely. No doubt. But death is one of those things that it's, tough to talk about, but you need to talk about it in a couple different ways. The reality of it is we're all going to lose someone or multiple people that are close to us. It's important that we understand as the responsible folks that, we've got some work to do on the other end for those folks. Make sure you take care of those folks. Make sure that their wishes are granted, in death. And same goes for you. Make sure that you communicate to your loved ones what you want to happen in case of your demise. And the reality of it is we're all going to die. I don't know anybody that's lived forever, but we're all going to die. From a Prime standpoint, it's important that you make sure that your next of kin is updated, your emergency contact is updated. Make sure that, if there's been a change in your life, a child has gotten older, or you want to change who your beneficiaries are, make sure that you communicate those things to us, because, as we grow as a company, we hear about more and more cases like this every day. We're tracking over 9,000 drivers right now. And unfortunately, there's from time to time, folks pass away, and we want to make sure that we do what's right by you and your family and get that, your belongings, your information, your money to the right places. So it's important that you update those things. And, and this will transition well into our next speaker. Take care of yourselves, no judgment here, but if you're a smoker, might want to, think about cutting back or even quitting, add some time onto your life. I'm a healthy guy. I probably need to get in the gym a little bit more, drop a few pounds, add a few days to my life, and that's why we have programs like Matt Hancock in this driver health and fitness program. And I'm going to ask him to come on up and talk to us a little bit about it. So we have resources here. We can help you. Any of those things that I talked about, if you need assistance with it, just get with us in the safety department. We'll get you pointed in the right direction. Matt Hancock, take it away.
Yeah, thanks, Dennis. And I hate to hear that. It's situations like that. It's honestly, it's why we're here. Some of it's unavoidable for sure. But the fact of the matter is you all work in an unhealthy industry, and that's just the bottom line. And that's what we're here for. We're here to help you with that, whether it's getting screened so you know what to expect and what to work on, or really just practicing the basics. We're here for you every step of the way. I work with a great team here. I work with a dietitian here on site, Rachel, and you can find all their contact information on our website, driverhealthandfitness.com. And then I also work with 2 personal trainers out at our sister terminals at Salt Lake City and Pittston. And that's what we're here for. We're here to help you. So we really encourage you to look at our resources, find what may fit you. And if you don't know, then just contact us and we'll help you out with that. 2 things I wanted to bring up today, or, 2 pretty important things, like Jim was just saying, that this driver hadn't been in the terminal in 3.5 years. And that's the case with a lot of drivers. A lot of drivers don't come through the terminal, aren't able to see us face to face. And so that's why we put everything together virtual for you. So everything is virtually accessible through our website. And to kind of piggyback off of that, one of the things that we've just built up to further increase communication is what's called our DHF Wellness Champion Network. So through this, it really provides grassroots support for drivers, communicating our program to other drivers out in the field. So we have a lot of drivers. We have about 100 drivers have signed up for this already. We just released it last month. And what it is it's a chance for not only you to communicate our program to other drivers and help us spread the word to those drivers you might see out there that aren't in the terminal seeing us face to face, but it really allows you to be an advocate for health. I see a lot of drivers in here that have been up to my office, that have talked to me, that have tried to get help themselves, that have just created a conversation about health, and you're the drivers we're looking for. Essentially, this group's going to be a group of drivers that once you join, we're going to meet quarterly virtually. So we'll meet quarterly and we'll just spread all the news from DHF to you. So then you could be advocates for it out on the road. And as you sign up, you'll also get your own business cards. So what these business cards are going to do is if you see a driver out there, instead of you telling them all about it, and then you can just hand them a card, say you're a DHF Wellness Champion, and then it helps spread the word. They can sign up for DHF. They can join our Wellness Champion network. We're looking to get thousands of drivers in this network because we really want to create a further culture of health for Prime out on the road. It's something that's huge, is just communicating what we're doing, because I still have drivers 7-8 months after we kicked off our website that come into the office and say, I had no idea you had a website. And it's just one of those things. We have drivers right now probably listening in 48 states that are spread out everywhere across the US. And so this is just one outlet that we can further communicate all that we're doing with them. And we really want you to be a part of it. So I'm going to be up here afterwards. I'll have some cards for you all. You can check it out, be a part of it, and then you can, just further communicate everything we're doing to drivers out on the road and really be an advocate for it as well. And then the second thing I want to talk about that's brand new that we just kicked off yesterday is we want to be transparent about everything we do in DHF. We want to be able to put all of our services Prime-wide on our website for you to check out. And that way you can know everything at Prime that's under that umbrella of health that you have access to. And so one of the things we've been working on is a huge service we offer is virtual and in-person personal training. We have Johanna over here. She's great for helping people one-on-one. She also has classes. We have Maria out in Pittston, Pennsylvania, and she has classes and does one-on-one virtual and personal training as well. And then we also have Matt in Salt Lake City. And so we have all of these resources and contacts for you to use out there. And we really encourage you to use it. They're free. So it's free personal training. And also, we've just now revamped our personal training page on our website. So you can actually sign up for classes that are going to be in-person classes here in Springfield and Pittston. You can sign up for those classes online now, or you can just show up. But what it's going to do is it gives you a list of all the classes day by day. So you know what they are, how many minutes it is, beginner, whatever it may be. And you can sign up for those classes. And if you're a person that doesn't want to do those classes as well, we also have a button you can click on there, and it's on-demand exercise classes. So if you're on the road and never get in the terminal, then it's one of those things you can click on, and it's going to take you to about 50 or 60 pre-recorded exercise classes that you could just go through and just click away at and follow as many as you want to. They last from 5, 10, 15 to 20 minutes, in-truck friendly, out-of-truck friendly. Even if you're an in-house associate, you don't get a chance to come to the terminal much anymore, maybe you're working virtually, then you can also go on there, and they have exercise classes that we recorded using our trainer, Matt, in Salt Lake, and he does them in his living room. And so really it's just body weight stuff that anybody can do. And that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to spread health, fitness, a culture of health by doing these things. And so we really encourage you to sign up for it. You know, we have, if you want to check it out, go on our website, driverhealthandfitness.com, and then click on the personal training tab. You can sign up for virtual personal training there that you can just have someone program workouts for you, or you can sign up for those exercise classes. And that's up there right now. So really encourage you to just take advantage of it, and then really start looking at your own health. Look at what you want to do. It doesn't have to be much. You could just start walking a little bit more. We have weight control programs online for you. We have a ton of resources you could use. And that's the key, is you have to use them. So go on our website, sign up. And then if you don't know where to start, just click on the DHF intro call below, and you'll be able to have a 10 to 15 minute call with me where I can just run you through what your goals are, where you should start, and what resources you should use. So definitely encourage you to look at it, check it out, and use our resources, please. I think that's all I got.
All right. Thanks, Matt. You know, as with all of our speakers, you know, this morning, you know, Matt and, you know, our log folks will be hanging out over here on my left, your right, to answer any questions that you might have after the meeting. All right. So this past Friday, did you have fun? It was a long night. It was a long night, no doubt. And big thanks to all of our volunteers, but a bigger thanks for all of our operators that are out there competing at our truck driving championships. And we had 53 drivers compete. The top 3, we had Don Cook at first place, Dwayne Grimm right here, number 2. Good job, Dwayne. And then Jacob Parker, and I don't think Jacob's here. I think he's out hauling freight, which is great. But Jacob got number 3. We also had a couple ladies that finished in the top 10. Debbie Gaskell at 5th, and then Julie Barnett at 10th. Yes, hey, big round of applause for them. That is great to see the ladies get involved in that and get score in the top 10. That's awesome. I'd like to bring Thomas Miller up here. Thomas, you finished 6th, didn't you? If your legs will allow you, man. There you go. Get on up here, buddy. And Emily, come on up with him. Emily Plummer, join us.
I'm all right as soon as I get stood up. It's that standing part.
Standing part.
That's the issue.
So you're around here this week. I see a number of our long-term operators, including Emily, is here with us as well. And here for the Sam's ride you got coming up. You want to say a few words about that? And we'll
Yes. she's
go ahead and take it, Emily. It won't bite you. Go ahead, Thomas.
This coming up actually tomorrow is our 9th annual Sam's Ride. For those that don't know what it is, my daughter and one of her friends came up with an idea about 9 years ago to help a family out that their child was suffering from cancer, and it kind of blossomed from that. And we went from raising $600 that first year for the family to we now sponsor a foundation in that little boy's name, Sam Biggs. And last year we was able to raise $14,000 for the foundation. So, you know, and the thing is, the main thing I want to do today is, number one, if nobody's got nothing to do tomorrow, we'll be at the American Legion out on Scenic Avenue. Come on out and see us. We'll be there from 9 to about 5. And it's a great time. It'll be great food. We got Bama Man Barbecue coming out. I guess from what I understand, he's got like the best pulled pork in like 5 counties. So it's going to be good. Some of the most gorgeous bikes in Southwest Missouri will be there. We've actually got some coming in from 6 different states this year. So main thing that I wanted to come up here for today, though, is number one, invite everybody. But our sponsors and our donors and stuff like that, it's kind of ironic. It's almost stayed all trucking industry and prime related. I mean, we are heavily sponsored by a lot of people in this room. All these folks back here in that back room, if y'all just rise up a little bit so everybody sees who you are. That's almost all of Prime's vendors back there that, you know, they supply us with our trucks, our parts, everything else like that. And I'm just going to rate them off real quick. They sponsored us and paid for the entire event this year and then some. We got Peterbilt back there, Larson Group, got Chris and Van and Seth sitting back there. Premier Freightliner, Jeff, I guess you're representing Freightliner back there this year. The Volvo dealership, Tri-State Trucks over there. Thermo King, they came on board this year with a nice donation. We appreciate that. Central Power Systems. And of course, Prime Incorporated, Mr. Lowe, thank you for your generous contribution again this year. And ironically, he's not here. He was trying to get here and, well, his and my fleet manager sitting in the completely opposite direction. A guy named Brian Schroeder. He's a driver here at Prime. He was actually our biggest sponsor. He made a $2,000 contribution this year. And so, Brian, when you hear this, thank you, sir. And then the workers, our volunteers and stuff like that, you know, it begins early in the year. It actually started we started raising money in June. Ben Walker on our truck driving championship team, he puts together a little makeshift raffle every year at the state driving championships. This year, with all of Ben's efforts and stuff like that, the TDC team raised $680, which was matched by one of our sponsors. So almost $1,300. And then this table over here, they're all volunteers. She affectionately got named my fundraising chairman this year. I don't know who named her that, but it came in handy because she's came up with a lot of fundraising ideas. Ray Ward over here, Ray, raise your hand up. This guy went off and bought two 65-inch TVs for us to give away as raffle prizes. Heidi and Anthony. Heidi does the little crafty stuff on glasses and stuff like that. And I don't know how many raffle prizes I've gotten boxes over there from them. Charles has donated. Glenn's been with us since the start. He's been with us for our first year. And it's stayed trucking industry and Prime related a lot. And we just appreciate everything that everybody's done for us.
All right. Good job, Thomas. Give him another round of applause. Good job. I'm gonna bring Dennis back in here. So Thomas, you're gonna have to give up your mic because you've already had your 2 minutes that turned into 5 minutes, but that's okay. We still love you though. Come on in. So Emily, you've had a busy year this year, haven't you? So back earlier this spring, 2022 Highway Diamonds Award winner. Is that right? So yes, talking to Mike. Come on.
Yes.
So why weren't you in the truck driving championships last week? I was looking for you.
I didn't want to come and beat Thomas.
That's what you're supposed to do, beating him. That's what we want you to do.
I had to give him one good year. One good year.
Okay. Dennis, come on in, man. What has Emily just accomplished as well? We just got notified of.
All right, Emily, you know, FMCSA related. Come on.
Right.
Women
of Trucking Advisory Board.
All right, talk to us a little bit about the Women in Trucking Advisory Board, you know, and I've got a list of folks that are on there. Those are pretty impressive people, including yourself.
Right. I honestly, I don't know yet what they're going to be doing. I do know that they're going to be, I don't know, it's first one, but they're supposed to be like fighting for women and supporting women of trucking. So
They came to the right place, right?
Yes.
And then they found the right person. You know, this is a group of industry professionals and government professionals handpicked by the FMCSA to represent the interests of women in trucking. So, you know, we're really proud of your accomplishments. You know, you're going to represent us well, you know, go in there and fight like hell, you know, like you do with us. And then, you know, make sure you get something accomplished there.
So you've been here 23 years?
yes.
Is that, what's the biggest difference? You started out 23 years ago. The biggest difference from then till today that you all are facing out on the road being a lady? What do you think?
You don't want my thoughts.
Yeah, I do. I want your thoughts.
Well,
They're important. What do you think?
there's more women.
Okay, that's good.
You want me to go further?
What do you think's the biggest difference? Is it good or bad? You talk
It's
good.
good. It's good.
Okay,
We're seeing
okay,
more
good.
women. There's more women trainers
Awesome.
that are training women.
The quality of driver, would you say is better? That's okay.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the equipment's better. You got to admit that, right? You got automatics compared to manuals back then. I know you have to know how to drive a manual, but automatics a little bit easier, right?
Right. Yeah.
So
I mean, it overall, it's better.
good,
Better.
good deal. Well, what are you? 3 million safe? Yeah, you are 3 million safe mile driver. So you know what you're doing. You do it safely every day.
Right. Well, I have
I
to
know.
call Thomas sometimes and ask for help still.
That's okay. I'll tell you. Hey, if you need help, ask. That's what we say around here, right? Building relationships, you with the other drivers, with fleet managers, with your
Right.
road assist,
Yep.
payroll, even log department.
Right.
It's always good to have relationships here. There's no
Right.
doubt. Makes your job a little bit easier when you get into a situation and may need some help. There you go. That's what you got Thomas for sometimes.
Exactly.
So what else? What else have you done? 23 years.
Driver advisory board.
Okay, that's good. That's right.
And that was amazing. So, pretty much that's it. And now this,
Next year, you're going to be in the truck driving championships.
Yes,
I'm going to
Thomas.
keep pushing you.
Thomas already told me if I don't come, he's gonna have my dispatcher route me in. So
There you go. That's
I'll be here. I'll be here.
Excellent work. Excellent work. And, we always appreciate what you do. Don't be afraid of that microphone when you're dealing with these folks with the federal government. Speak your mind, We want to hear what you got to say because you always speak your mind with us. All of a sudden, we put a microphone in your hand, you get shot.
It's just here. Whenever I get here, I get nervous.
Me too.
I don't know what to say.
Me neither.
So I'm gonna learn. Thomas is teaching me. Dee's over there. She's been giving me some pointers. So I'm gonna get there.
Just in 2 minutes, you done got more comfortable with that microphone. I can sense it in
That's
you.
why I'm gonna hand it to you because I know it's about to happen. I know.
hey, if you get an opportunity to get one of those feds on your truck, please do so, will you? So they know what trucking's about.
Listen.
Okay, good deal. Here, go ahead. I'll hold on. Okay.
So
Hold on.
here, and this is a good question. Is it easier now as a woman? Do you see it easier for them to get into the trucking industry than it was 23 years ago? or harder?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And what have you seen that's making it easier? What were some of the struggles that you had whenever you started out that made it just a little bit tougher for you that you don't see today?
Well, yeah, right. They're saying respect. You have respect, but I don't know. I mean, I think at Prime, so I can speak for at Prime in-house makes it easier. Your fleet manager, safety. I mean, you're not looked at man versus woman. You're looked at as a driver. So you're not. It's not like, well, you're a woman. We're going to be easier on you. I can go talk to anybody in here and be treated just like Thomas, even though I'm better than him.
That's true.
Enough said.
So,
Good for you. Well, thank you for coming. Oh, go ahead. Are you done?
I'm done. I'm done.
Okay. Thanks for coming up, Emily. Great job. That's awesome. Emily Plummer. Great to have another lady out there, man. That's awesome. She does a great job for us.
Dave, one of the key things I took from what Emily said is that, even though 20 plus years as an operator here, 3 million safe miles. So of course she knows what she's doing. She said, hey, I still have questions. I still need to rely on my resources to get some questions answered. So, for you new folks out there, make sure that it's not a situation where you think you know everything just because you've been out as an AC for 2 months. Don't think you know everything because you got 1 million miles or 2 million or 3 million. You're always going to be in a situation where there's continual learning. Go ahead, Dee.
Okay, Emily, you're so shy. I have to give you your props. First of all, it's such a huge accomplishment that she just made by making this women's advisory board. And I don't think that she really understands what this is going to do for her career. So on behalf of the Highway Diamonds, I just want to tell you how proud we are that you are the person that's going to be representing in Washington. And we're so blessed to have you because being on that driver advisory board, it prepared you for this. You were meant to take this path. And so go in there, learn as much as you can, grow as much as you can, and keep representing for all of us.
Awesome. Great words of advice right there coming from Dee, the America's Road Team driver right there.
There you go.
She's done it. She's been there DC multiple times, so she knows what she's talking about, no doubt.
Couple housekeeping notes. We got a couple housekeeping notes, so for anybody that's got Prime mobile related questions, we've got Carla, is that Carla over there? We got Carla and Richard over here to my right. You know, just go and ask them, beat them up. You know, they're twice as smart as me and Dave put together on any bad day for them. So they can get you the information they need. So what do we got next, Dave?
Did you want Mr. McCoy up here?
Let's get Mr. McCoy up
Keith,
here.
come on up, buddy. We got driver appreciation coming up, don't we? Oh, your mic. If not, you use mine.
They cut that off for Thomas.
They cut it off for Thomas.
All right.
By the way, Thomas is also one of our America's Road Team associates. So there's been 2 prime driver associates been there, Dee and Thomas, which is quite an achievement. A couple things, Matt in Salt Lake City has been working with me for a little over a year now, and he gives me a 30-minute workout every day that I do when I'm home and get a chance to do it. Highly recommend getting involved in that if you have not done so. Great little program, and it works good for me, and he will custom design that for your particular needs and handicaps that you might have. So recommend that highly, really much. Okay, Driver Appreciation Week. I hope you all understand and believe and feel that every day here at Prime, we're showing you how much we appreciate you. That should be a part of the culture. And I believe it is part of the culture here. But once a year, the rest of the country has a Come to Jesus meeting and decides to do a recognition similar to what Prime's doing every day. And they call it National Truck Driver Appreciation Week. So the 11th through the 17th, we send out thousands of these posters to our shippers and receivers all over the country, ask them to put them up at their locations so that when you're there, you can see the poster. We know that our shippers, our receivers, our vendors are going to do special events during that week. So there's going to be giveaways, lunches, dinners, foods, all kinds of stuff going on there. Here at Prime, we are loading, I believe, $70 on every AC driver's card and $50 on BC cards. And in addition to that, we're doing a series of lunches and dinners. I have to get this from Mitch because there's so many of them out here. So I'll just go through them real quick. We'll start with in Laredo on the 14th. We're doing lunch from 11 to 1. Now, I talked to the guys yesterday on that. It's going to be a good one. We're going to do fajitas. We're going to do the refried beans, a whole Mexican layout on the barbecue down there for that. So welcome to that. Springfield on Friday the 16th, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Manuka on Friday the 16th, they're doing lunch from 11 to 2. Pittston on Friday the 16th, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Salt Lake City on the 16th, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Wilsonville on the 16th, dinner from 5 to 7. Oxnard on Thursday the 15th, dinner from 5 to 7. Pearson on the 14th, dinner from 6 to 8. Miami on the 12th, lunch from 11 to 1. Decatur on the 15th, 11 to 1. San Savannah Clean on the 14th, 11 to 1 lunch. Reed City is doing a lunch from 11 to 1. Duke, Oklahoma, doing a lunch from 11 to 2. So as you can see, any of the Prime facilities that are out there, if you get a chance to swing by during that week, please do so. And then I believe next Friday when our meeting here, we'll have probably a large number of giveaways from our customers and our vendors to pass around and again, show you how much we appreciate you. So thank you all very much for everything you do. And I hope you know how much I appreciate you. Yes, sir.
So Driver Appreciation Week is always a fun week. Make sure, Keith just rattled off 13 different Prime locations where we're giving out free food over the next week. A lot of truck stops and vendor locations and customers will be doing the exact same thing. So please get out there and take advantage of really at the end of the day, what's owed to you. You guys have earned it. Up here, if you're interested, we got some, we're starting the giveaways already. We got some free caps from Solera and we got some tumblers from Solera too. Just if you want one, come on up and get one. I don't want to carry this box back up to the safety department. So please take them all. And just one quick point of clarification on Keith Steele, that card load is points, not dollars. So let's just, 70 points for A seats and B and C seats, 50 points on your card.
And if we run out of tumblers here or the hats, we got more up in safety. So please stop on up. We'll get you one.
Over the next couple of weeks, every single week, we'll haul something down here from a customer our vendor and make sure you get a piece of it. Go ahead, Mitch. Your mic's not on.
Just to clarify on the points one more time, I believe it's 70 or 7,000 points. So the $70 for A seats, $50 for B and C seats is correct, but it is loaded in Prime Rewards points, not just on your Comdata card. And we'll also, with all the locations and food offerings, we will send out more information on the app, on social media, and ton of different ways. So you will get more information on that throughout the week and the weekend.
You know, you see everybody scared to get up here and talk, but they always want the mic, don't they? Thank you, Mitch, for that clarification. So, you know, we've got a home run hitter up here.
I don't know about that.
You know, you look good in this red. Can you tell us why we got on all this red?
Yeah, it's not necessarily for the Chiefs. It's to remember everyone deployed. So we should stop right here and recognize all of our past veterans that have served in the armed forces. So if you please stand up and be recognized, we really would appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you all very much. Appreciate it. So, you know, we don't have a lot of students, I think, because of the holiday, right, Dee? So we're kind of out of sync. But I would say this. We have a ton of operators that give back. It's really special. What you guys do, wonderful. What you all, Emily, you're a star. You don't even want to know it, but you're a star. And Dee pointed it out. So it's just, your profession is so giving, it's unbelievable. Very, very generous. My name's Steve Wutke, I'm in sales, and all I do is sell what you all give us to sell. We've got the best fleet out here. We got the best thing going. I don't care if it's reefer, flatbed tanker, intermodal, we got it going on. And we got it going on because we get the best people. Now, we're struggling just a little bit on the equipment side, having a hard time, you know, getting stuff in here, getting new equipment in, but we're gonna get through that as well. We're working with our customer base, which, by the way, I will tell you, are much appreciative of what you all do. And I should tell you, we got the best customer base in the country. They're very loyal. They care about you all. It's just like these vendors over here who come every Friday and share time with us. So thank you all over there. Appreciate you. For new drivers that we don't have many here, but probably some are listening, you're with a really good company that has a very generous owner, somebody that has created an environment, a work experience that is next to none in our industry. We're really blessed to have an owner like Robert Lowe who gives back to the company itself and cares about our drivers. So if you're not here, we thank you for running, hauling freight. Our customers thank you. It's supremely important. Yeah, they have expectations, just like we have expectations. And our highest expectation is safety. And that's the one thing you want to take away from this meeting. You think you're in trucking, well, let me tell you, you're in safety and you're in customer service. It's all part of it. You just don't get a second chance sometimes when you're driving these big rigs. It can be a horrible situation if you're not on your A game, if you're not ready to get behind that wheel and do your driving stint. You just have to be ready. So we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. I hope you get the feeling that we do care about our drivers. And if you don't, just look around these facilities. You know, look at Piston, look at Salt Lake City. We're continuing to try to improve. Matt and his team trying to keep you healthy. Our log people trying to train you up so you don't burn hours and get suspended or have a bad experience in logs. We're all here to help you. We're here to answer your questions. I thank you very much for everything you do. We're out there among our customers now, face to face, talking to them about what to experience for the coming year, what business is going to look like. We think we're in for a really great year. So thank you all very much. Proud of what you do. Robert, would you like to come up here and take that microphone?
I was about to come and take your microphone.
Okay.
I didn't know he's.
Thanks, Thomas. Thank you. Go ahead.
I
It's
didn't know
yours.
if he's ever going to shut up. You know, if you hadn't said those very kind words about me, I would have tackled his ass. I'm telling you, man.
Well, I'm not going to get a raise for saying it. I know that.
Yeah, you can count on that. There's few
that's a-
certainties in life, but that's one of them. Anyway, folks, good to see you all. You know, I hope you know that every week, every day around here is driver appreciation. You know, that's what we're about. We appreciate our drivers. If we don't fulfill that, if you find it different, you let us know. If we have it, we're a long way from perfect, but that's something that's common to all our in-house associates that, you know, the drivers, you all are the ones that make our living for us. You know, Steve, as good as he is, and he is great, but he don't pick up or deliver one load on time. You know that? You all do that. You all make tremendous sacrifices to drive these trucks, and we appreciate you very, very much. Emily, you're super. You're gonna do great, girl. You know, this guy really is super. We have Dee Silva back there. She's America's Road Team participant or captain, along with Thomas. You know, we just have some outstanding folks here. Several 3 million mile drivers, and that's not an easy accomplishment. So we must thank you and show you the respect that you deserve. Dwayne, even with your funny hat on, man, we still respect. So business, you know, a little bit different out there. Things are happening in the economy. You know, it makes our performance even more important. But, you know, we really don't worry about that. We don't worry about that because we know that you all are going to do your best to take care of our customers. And as Steve mentioned, they appreciate it. And, you know, they're not quite as tough on the rates. They're not quite so eager to grind us down when they get that good service. You know, when they get that, you know, 98, 99% on-time service, you know, they don't want to jeopardize the relationship either. And they show their appreciation in how they treat us, you know, the rates, the rules, you know, all the things. So we're running a little bit late here. I'll let you get back to whatever you're doing. I just want to remind you that you are appreciated. God bless you. Please be safe.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys.